Hello and welcome back once again to After the Credits. Possibly a fast forward edition? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see how long this goes. Anyway, this movie's been out for a while. Probably getting ready to come out on DVD based on where I saw it because it wasn't exactly in a theater, but sort of. But it is a movie from this year, so I'm going to review it anyway because if it is coming out on DVD, people tend to like my reviews right around the time things come out on DVDs because they're trying to see if they want to buy it or not. So the movie we got around to seeing today, finally, after so many months, was Swiss Army Man. So what did I think of Swiss Army Man? This movie was completely fucking ridiculous. Not in a bad way, though. It's funny to a degree if you like kind of toilet humor. A lot of people I know complained about the zombie farting thing, but really it's kind of a small part of the movie. It kind of comes into play at the beginning and then, like, again at the end. But other than that, it's really not that major of a thing in the movie. But overall, yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous. It seems like something a kid might have wrote, but at the same time, there's a lot of adult humor in it as well. There's a really kind of dark twist at the end, which I didn't really see coming. Overall, it wasn't a bad film. I mean, it kind of dragged in a couple points where you're like, okay, can we do something else now? But then you find that each of the drag points was meant to set up for something that's going to come later, or what the next step will be. So our movie opens on a island, or at least I think it was an island somewhere, who knows. And there's a man on the island who appears to have been there for a while. He's kind of disheveled, has a beard, kind of like a big bushy beard, like he hasn't shaved in a while. He's got kind of long stringy hair, kind of indicating he hadn't really bathed recently or anything like that. And he's about to hang himself because he's been on this island alone for however long, they never really say. And right when he's about to hang himself, he sees somebody on the shore. So he goes to check out who the person is. Turns out it's a dead body. Now this guy, again, like I said, they weren't really clear how long he'd been on the island because he had a small cooler with him, which you later find out he had food at one point, but I guess he burned through it rather quickly because you see like his little like milk cartons and things like that. He's turned into little boats and there's like written messages on them and has them like floating around in the water before he decides to hang himself. So apparently at this point he's been there a while and has decided to give up, or at least that's kind of how it makes it seem, until this body washes up. So after he checks out the body, he finds out it's a dead body. Just happened to wash up on shore. They don't really say where from, just, hey, here's a dead body. Once he realizes it's not a real person, he still doesn't have anyone to really talk to or anyone to kind of help him figure out a way to get off this island, he just kind of pushes the body back into the water and then decides to go back to hanging himself. And right as he's about to hang himself, he notices the body's like moving around in the water, almost like it's being propelled. So he takes a closer look at it and realizes that the body's being propelled by the excess gas built up in the dead body. So he jumps onto the body, which bursts a lot of the air out in the form of a big fart, which propels him at high speed across the water to another shore. Now he's back onto land, but he's still kind of in the middle of nowhere, so he's got to find his way back to civilization. So at first he's going to leave the body behind, but then he realizes that, the body's kind of his good luck charm. They kind of got him here, he can't really leave it behind. So he decides to carry it around with him until he gets back to civilization and, like, the guy can get a proper burial or they can identify him, whatever. So he's carrying it through the woods, and through the course of events, as they play out, the body just keeps helping him in different ways. Like, at one point he's out of water, and the body, like, when he goes to sleep, the body's just kind of laying there with its mouth open, and there's water dripping from in the top of the cave, so when he runs out of water, and he goes to move the body, it starts spitting water out of its mouth, so he catches it in a little cup that he has and starts drinking it, which, yes, it's a little bit gross, but hey, if you're trying to survive, whatever. And it just kind of keeps playing out like that. Slowly, it makes you think that the body's starting to come back to life, but in reality, I think he's just kind of making it all up because he's kind of lost his mind at this point and needs someone to talk to. But it's not really clear because the ending kind of makes it seem like maybe the corpse did come back to life. It's never really 100% clear on that. So they make their way around and trying to get back home. Eventually, spoilers, reaching civilization. And they find some help, and the cops show up, and then they got the big kind of twist reveal at the end, which, like I said, is kind of dark. I didn't really see it coming. I was like, oh, wow, that's not where I thought they were going to take this. So that plays out, and that's kind of the end of the movie. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of character development in the story, but like I said, it's a bit of a sit. But I think that little twist ending at the end was kind of worth it, but it still doesn't resolve anything. The last line of the movie, I think, sums up the whole thing when one of the characters just says, "What the fuck?" and then it goes to credits. Yeah, that's kind of this movie. You watch and you're like, what the fuck, you know? But overall, I kind of enjoyed it. So, what would I give it as far as a star rating? Like I said, it did drag in a few spots, so I can't give it too high of a rating based on that. But at the same time, it did make me laugh quite a bit, so I'm going to give it a 3.5. Like I said, if it wasn't for the parts that drug at a certain point, I probably could have got it a little bit closer to a 4. But then again, because of the childish poop humor in it, I don't know if it really deserved a 4. So either way, I'm knocking it down to a 3.5 for one reason or another. But overall, I found it fun. If you have a kind of childish sense of humor, and you can laugh at stupid fart jokes and things like that, then you'll probably enjoy it. Check it out. So I think I've managed to keep this under 10 minutes, so this will probably be a fast-forward edition. Actually, I think I was trying to keep fast-forward editions under 6 minutes, but whatever. So there you have it. It's been out for a while, but probably going to be out on DVD pretty soon. I got around to seeing it before it came out on DVD, so sounds interesting to you, check it out. If not, then don't, whatever. So that's it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. The links are in the description. And until next time, we'll see you after the credits.